Diseases of ear, nose, and throat, and head and neck surgery by P.L. Dhingra. Anatomy of ear, development of ear, auricle. First branchial cleft is the precursor of external auditory canal. Around the sixth week of embryonic life, a series of six tubercles appear around the first branchial cleft. They progressively coalesce to form the auricle. Tragus develops from the tubercle of the first arch, while the rest of the pinna develops from the remaining five tubercles of the second arch. Faulty fusion between the first and the second arch tubercles causes preauricular sinus or cyst, which is commonly seen between the tragus and the crus of helix. By the 20th week, pinna achieves adult shape. Initially, the pinna is located low on the side of the neck and then moves on to a more lateral and cranial portion. External auditory canal or meatus. It develops from the first branchial cleft. By about the 16th embryonic weeks, cells proliferate from the bottom of ectodermal cleft and form a meatal plug. Recanalization of this plug forms the epithelial lining of the bony canal. Recanalization begins from the deeper part near the tympanic membrane and progresses outwards, and that explains why deeper canal is sometimes developed while there is atresia of canal in the outer part. External ear canal is fully formed by 20th week of gestation. Figure 1.24 Development of pinna. Six hillocks of Hicks around the first branchial cleft and the corresponding parts of pinna which develops from them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Development figure 1.25 Development of the external auditory canal and middle ear. Here we can see the external auditory canal, first branchial cleft, malleus incus, first arch, meatal plug, tubotympanic recess, autocyst, stapes from the second arch. The tympanic membrane. It develops from all the three germinal cells layers. Outer epithelial layer is formed by the ectoderm, inner mucosal layer by the endoderm, and the middle fibrous layer by the mesoderm. Middle ear cleft. The estriation tube, tympanic cavity, attic antrum, and mastoid cells develop from the endoderm of tubotympanic recess, which arises from the first and partly from the second pharyngeal pouches. Ossicles. Malleus and incus are derived from the mesoderm of the first arch, while the stapes develop from the second arch, except its foot plate and annular ligament, which are derived from the aortic capsule. Membranous inner ear. Development of the inner ear starts in the third week of fetal life and is complete by the 16th week. Ectoderm in this the region of hindbrain thickens to form an auditory placard, which is invagination to form auditory vesicle or the aortic cyst. The latter then differentiates into the endolymphatic duct and sac, the utricle and the semicircular ducts and saccule and the cochlea. Development of phylogenetically older part of the labyrinth, pars superior, that is semicircular canals and utricle, takes place earlier than the pars inferior, that is the saccule and cochlea. The embryological source of and the time of development of external and middle ears are quite independent of the development of the inner ear. It is therefore not unusual to see malformed and non functional inner ear in the presence of normal external and middle ears and vice versa. The cochlea is developed sufficiently by 20 weeks of gestation, and the fetus can probably hear in the womb of the mother. This explains how Abhimanyu, while still unborn, could have heard the conversation between his mother and father Arjuna in the legend given in the great Indian epic Mahabharata, written thousands of years ago. Timing of development of ear structures and the week of gestation. Development begins at pinna at 6th week, meatus at 8th week, middle ear at 33rd week, vestibular labyrinth at 3rd week, and cochlea at the 3rd week. And the development completes pinna at 28th week, meatus at 28th week, middle ear at 30th week, vestibular labyrinth at 20th week, and cochlea at the 20th week. Thank you.